TV Africa, your first in housing news. Housing TV Africa, your first in housing development broadcasting. Housing TV Africa, your first in housing news.
Hello and many thanks for joining us on another special edition of Inside the Real Estate program brought to you by Housing TV Africa. My name is Abdurrahman Omar. I'm your host and many thanks for joining. On today's special edition of the program, we're going to be deliberating on Nigeria's dilemma. And when I say dilemma, I mean the thing that has been on our mind, that has been eating us basically on every aspect of our lives, is the high cost of living condition that we find ourselves in. And to do all that, I'm joined by Mr. Emmanuel Atama, who is the Executive Secretary, National Cooperative Financing Agency of Nigeria. Thank you so much, sir, for taking the time to join us on the program.
Thank you very much. My pleasure to be here.
Yes, I mean, your organization, or per se your agency, I mean, it consists of trade, profession and all of that. All these members are what formed financing CFAN in short. Now, how has this cost of living condition, I mean, affected the organization, the agency and its members?
Yes, we're actually in a very bad state as far as Nigeria is concerned now. What we are witnessing today is that a lot of people have been driven into poverty. And that could be seen by the removal of the life. And then you also discover that what you have at your disposal can really do nothing. And as a result of that, even those that we thought ab initio have crossed that borderline of poverty have been returned back to poverty. So for that reason, a lot of people are affected, including the cooperative members, because what we've been using cooperative to do is to see how we can pull people out of poverty. But you now discover that we are now struggling. We are highly affected, and we are not seeing an end to this issue, because there is no Marshall Plan to tell us that the situation we have found ourselves is going to end tomorrow or next.
Exactly. But do you feel that things could have been done different by this current administration?
Yes. Actually, I expected that Mr. President should have gone into the office in the first place, settle down, study the scenario before taking that action of removing the fuel subsidy. I believe that the government could still do it better by reviewing the whole policy, because what should have been done that would have been better is a partial removal, and then give a time frame through which the total removal will be done, conscientize people, sensitize them, and then put in place the necessary palliatives that will allow it go well. But as we have today, it has been removed. We're not seeing the gains.
All right. I think housing affordability, especially for workers, your members, I mean, civil servants, you will agree to me, ought to have a means of where to stay. I mean, to own a house, even if it is a bungalow or something like that. Would you say 80% of your members are able to afford a house as the state of even before the removal of fuel subsidy? Not to talk of this.
Nobody is talking about housing now. People are talking about what to eat.
What to eat.
And talking about affordability. Cooperative is a third force. What government ought to do, and it is not well done to the satisfaction of the masses. What the private sector ought to do is not well done to the satisfaction of the masses. The cooperative came in as a third force. And when the cooperative came in, it came in with the intention of doing it better. So we believe that mortgage is elitist. Cooperatives today create access to finance for their members and put away all other hurdles that are there within the formal sector that does not make it easier and affordable to get access to finance.
Exactly.
So we believe that the best option to accessing housing is rent to own. We have the belief that if you could pay rent, then you can own a house. So, and we are happy that the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria has adopted this strategy. And from our side, we are making moves to ensure that there is a strong partnership between our office and the Federal Mortgage Bank to ensure that we use the instrumentality of rent to own to make housing more affordable to our people. Because we have looked at mortgage. We look at it that things are not certain in this country. Before mortgage could work, then things must be certain. So we believe that
what are some of these things? Let's take them. I think
you know, so many factors affect us.
All right. I mean, you can identify most of these factors. For
like,
those who
take for example, the sudden change in the cost of living. So you discover that if 1/3 of your salary has been taken ab initio to pay mortgage, maybe for the next 20 years, you now discover that what is left is meaningless to you. So you now discover that for those who have not accessed the mortgage earlier before now, they can no longer afford it because one, the cost of building materials have gone up. Houses that you are getting for 10 million before now may be going for 20 million. So you now discover that affordability now becomes zero. So, but we are saying that rent must be paid, whether you like it or not. And you see that from our own thinking, most Nigerians, only God know how they pay their rent. When it is time to pay rent, something happens and the fund is there. But mortgage is talking about the certainty that this money must be deducted consistently in this manner. And for a country where things are not
and even if there is no increment of the salary.
Yes. So you now discover that mortgage will not work for us, especially for those of us from the cooperative side. We believe that we have come in to make things affordable. And you discover that you might be living in a particular house for a very long time and you have been paying rent. If you look at 10, 12, 15 years into staying in that house and look at the rent you have paid so far, it's enough for you to
even
own the house. So we are looking at that rent to own, owner-occupier basis to make it work.
So Nigeria, the people at the government level, so they believe that mortgage system is one of the ways for its civil servants and Nigerians to own a house. Now, from my own part, as member of this cooperative and one of the top management at level, what would you say should be done differently as regards to means to own a house?
When you talk about civil servants, cooperatives cut across every strata of human life.
Exactly.
If there is hardly no office you go today in the country, you will not find cooperative. And that is why if you go to the Federal Mortgage Bank today, the cooperatives that are accessing housing development loan, accessing mortgages, they are from the formal sector, government and organized private sector. So we are also speaking for them. It is still not working for them because they earn the same salary and they live in the same economy. And it is not affordable for them. And if it continues in that manner, then you now discover that our target towards